guys, it's Paradise, and welcome back to another Monster Hunter Wilds video and the next installment of our Weapon Workshop tutorial series. If you're new here, this is a series where we go over everything you need to know about each of the weapons in the game, going through their basic moves, unique mechanics, and core gameplay loops, all the way to advanced tips to help you hunt like a pro. Today we're covering the last weapon in the series and our third and final ranged option. It has a deadly mix of speed and precision, letting you stay light on your feet, maintaining pressure and dancing circles around your target while dishing out damage. So whether you're bursting monsters down with rapid attacks, exploiting elemental weaknesses, or supporting your team with utility ammo, this is a versatile weapon that gives you the tools to adapt to any hunt. If you love mobile, high uptime gameplay with a playstyle that keeps you on the edge of incoming danger, then the Light Bowgun might be the weapon for you. The Light Bowgun is incredibly agile, giving the bow some fierce competition for the most mobile ranged option. Its core identity revolves around dealing consistent damage, having good move speed, and the flexibility of multiple options, letting you deal with a wide variety of threats effectively. It can fire down a variety of ammo types, between reliable raw damage dealers, powerful elemental rounds, and even support and status-based options. Wilds now introduces a new gauge mechanic for the Light Bowgun known as Rapid Fire Mode. This is a powerful mode that enhances your offensive potential, empowering certain ammo types and opening up a new set of options. Managing and maintaining this mode is key to maximizing your damage and forms the backbone of your gameplay loop. The Light Bowguns also have modifications that let you fine-tune your playstyle, letting you enhance specific features to get the most out of your weapon. You also have two special ammo options that, while they're not the strongest choice in your arsenal, it still gives you some extra utility to play with. While easy to pick up and play, the Light Bowgun does reward those who master good positioning and precision, offering speed, adaptability, and aggressive plays in return. When it comes to ranged combat, one of the first things you need to understand is critical distance. This is the sweet spot where your shots deal maximum damage, and it varies depending on the type of ammo you're using. Your reticule will glow orange when you're in the ideal range, meaning that you're good to begin firing. If it's more dull, that means you're either too close or too far away, and it will greatly decrease your damage. As such, staying within critical distance is essential for making the most of your ammo. The bowguns can be somewhat confusing to start, as there are several extra mechanics that may be unfamiliar, especially if you're used to playing melee weapons. Things like which ammo types are available to use, the level of those ammo types, as well as the available bowgun mods are all tied to specific bowguns that you make, so it's important to understand exactly what everything does so you can choose the right option for your playstyle. To start off, let's take a look at the full list of ammo types that are available, each one with their own properties, ranges, and reload speeds to consider if you want to use them optimally. First, there are three standard ammo types that every light bowgun can use. Normal ammo being a simple mid-range triple shot burst that deals solid damage. Pierce ammo that has more long-range shots that travel through the monster, dealing multiple ticks of damage along the way. And Spread Shot, a short-range shotgun-style blast that deals high damage up close but suffers from high recoil. These all deal raw damage and are unlimited to use, making them very easy to use and a versatile choice that you never have to restock. The rest of the ammo types all have a limited stock, and once you run out, you'll have to either craft or restock more from your item box before using them again. There are 5 elemental ammo types: fire, water, ice, thunder, and dragon. Apart from having different visuals, they all more or less act the same way. They're a single shot that has a moderate piercing effect, ticking multiple instances of damage. These allow you to deal great damage to monsters weak to their corresponding elements, and are a great choice should you choose to build around them. Then you have several status effect options, which do negligible damage, but will build up their corresponding statuses if used repeatedly. Poison ammo will build up the poison status that deals damage over time. Paralysis ammo will build up a paralysis that locks the monster in place for a short amount of time, while sleep ammo will put a monster to sleep, allowing you to set up for a powerful wake-up hit. After that, you have sticky ammo, which will briefly stick to a monster before blowing up and dealing damage, and if used on the head enough times, this eventually leads to a knockout on the monster too. And then you have your utility options. Recovery ammo will shoot out a beacon that latches onto the ground or a surface before releasing a healing mist. Demon ammo and armor ammo both shoot out a beacon, and once you enter their mist, you will gain a bonus to either your attack or defense depending on which one you use. Exhaust ammo will begin to tire a monster out, eventually forcing them to eat to replenish their energy. If used against a monster's head, it can also do KO damage, potentially scoring a knockout. And trank ammo can be used to capture a monster near death. This is the only ammo type that does no damage, meaning you can fire it against a sleeping monster without waking it up. Each ammo type has a magazine capacity, dictating how many shots you can fire before you need to reload. This can be seen below the reticule where you aim for ease of access. Ammo will also have a level, which will affect the power and potency of that ammo type. As a general rule of thumb, the higher the level, the stronger the ammo type will be when used. Both of these properties will differ between different bowguns, so creating one that favors the ammo types you want is essential. One of the defining features of the Light Bowgun in Wilds though is your rapid fire mode. This is a new system that lets you enter a temporary state where select ammo types will fire in a multi-shot volley, massively boosting your damage output. This is tied to the rapid fire gauge at the bottom right hand side of your screen. You'll need to charge this up in order to enter rapid fire mode. The gauge will slowly regen over time, but you can speed up the process by successfully landing shots on the monster. Keeping uptime on this mode is a core part of the Light Bowgun's gameplay loop, so a lot of your decisions will revolve around when and how to build your gauge, as well as how to get the most out of it once you're in it. While in rapid fire mode, you also gain access to a powerful set of movement tools that help you stay mobile even while dishing out consistent damage. This includes options like evasive dashes and quick reloads that keep you active and responsive during the hunt. Managing these tools well can make all the difference between just playing the Light Bowgun and mastering it. As mentioned earlier, the Light Bowgun can also be customized using mods, which are equipped through the Customize Bowgun menu at your tent or with Gemma in town. These mods let you tweak different aspects of your loadout to match your preferred ammo types and combat flow. You have 2 mod slots to work with, and your options include magazine mods, which increase the magazine capacity for specific ammo types, letting you shoot more before needing to reload. Power mods increase the level of certain ammo types, boosting their damage or effectiveness. Both types of mods are available for each of the 3 standard ammo types, as well as elemental ammo. Magazine mods are also available for your special ammo type and for any ammo used during your rapid fire mode. The rapid fire mod increases the recharge rate of your rapid fire gauge, helping you keep as much uptime as possible. And finally, the special ammo mod will reduce the cooldown on your special ammo, letting you use them more frequently. Which mods are available depends on the bowgun you're customizing, and not every mod will be available on every gun. So make sure to check what you can equip before committing to a build. Most of the relevant information that you need can be quickly viewed in the equipment info screen, either by opening the pause menu or selecting the option in the first tab, or whenever you happen to inspect a weapon at the box or smithy. The first page gives an overview of your standard shot types, detailing their levels, as well as a quick look at which modifications and special ammo you have equipped. Tabbing over to the third page will give you a useful breakdown of each ammo type available for that specific bowgun, including the level and capacity, as well as which of your ammo types will be empowered by rapid fire mode. Your rapid fire ammos will also be marked with this yellow arrow icon. So while there is a lot to think about when choosing your bowgun, it's a good idea to experiment with the different options you have as you play, so you can apply all of the knowledge that you learnt and make a bowgun tailored to how you like to play. If you are looking to jump right into the action, here's a breakdown of how the Light Bowgun flows during a hunt, with more on the individual moves later. At the start of a hunt, your rapid fire gauge will be fully charged, so it's a good idea to enter rapid fire mode early and start dealing damage immediately. Press circle to activate rapid fire mode, and your moveset will shift to emphasize speed and pressure. While in this mode, your compatible ammo types will fire in multi-shot volleys instead of single rounds, which significantly increases your damage per second. Keeping uptime in this mode is one of the most important parts of playing the Light Bowgun well. From here, you'll want to chain burst steps by holding L2 to aim and pressing R2 and X at the same time, while holding down a direction on the left stick. If done correctly, you will dodge while firing your weapon, keeping you on the move and allowing you to position aggressively. You can then chain these easily by continuing to hold R2 and tapping X in a direction at the right time. There is a slight timing element to this where you need to let your hunter get to the end of the dash animation before performing another burst step. If you do the input too early, you'll perform an additional slide. If using an elemental build though, you'll instead want to use the standard rapid fire shots instead of chaining burst step, although you can still use it as a repositioning tool should you need to. Once your rapid fire gauge does run out, your goal is then to build it back up as quickly as possible. This is done by using standard shots and chaser shots. Pressing circle after firing a shot with R2 will trigger a chaser shot, a slower salvo that deals increased damage and restores a ton of gauge. Chaser shots do keep you in place for a short time though, so it's important to use these when it's safe to do so. You want to focus on ammo types that charge the gauge the fastest, which will vary depending on your build. Pierce is usually the go-to option, but normal can be safer sometimes as it has less downtime on its chaser shots. Elemental builds will also want to use elemental chaser shots in order to maintain DPS, but normal ammo can still be a good choice should you need the extra speed. As you cycle in and out of rapid fire mode, positioning is everything. Because you don't have the built-in shield or tankiness of the heavy bowgun, you more so rely on your movement to survive. Keep within critical distance and always be thinking where you'll move to next. Advanced players know that knowledge is half the battle, especially when it comes to the light bowgun. So knowing which hit zones of the monster you should focus on to maximize your damage and your staggers is incredibly important for performing well on this weapon. Generally, shooting wounds with your build's primary ammo type will yield higher damage, making them a great thing to focus. But targeting different areas of the monster allows you to prime different part breaks and staggers effectively, which can lead to stun locking the monster if done well. This will keep it in place and allow for even more follow-up damage as you rain down shots from afar. At its core, the Light Bowgun is a weapon about rhythm, with a fast-paced gameplay loop of entering rapid-fire mode, chaining evasive shots, and then building your gauge back up. Once you get that rhythm down, you'll be dancing around monsters while dishing out some of the best sustained damage in the game. To get started with the Light Bowgun, pressing R2 or triangle will unsheath your weapon. If your current magazine is missing any shots, triangle to unsheath will automatically reload the weapon, which you may or may not want depending on the situation. While your weapon is out though, you can cycle through your available ammo types by holding L1 and pressing triangle or X to cycle through the list. Releasing the buttons will lock your choice in and then you're ready to fire. Once you're set, pressing R2 will fire a shot of your selected ammo. After each shot, you have the option of a sidestep by pressing X and a direction. This will give you some iframes and lets you reposition quickly. You can then follow this up with a slide, offering a longer reposition with a bit more end lag. This can be useful if you need to get that extra distance. Aiming is done by holding L2, which brings up your reticule. This allows you to freely aim at different parts of the monster, and as mentioned before, it will glow orange when you're in critical distance range. This is where your shots deal the most damage, but being too close or too far will result in lowering their effectiveness, so you should always try to stay in that optimal range. You can reload manually at any time by pressing triangle, or if you try to shoot with an empty magazine. This will automatically perform a reload instead. You can hold down triangle to cycle through your different ammo types, which will reload any that aren't full. Just keep in mind that reload times can vary depending on the ammo type, so learning when and where to reload safely is key. Chaser shots can be used after firing by pressing circle while aiming. This will still consume 1 ammo, but fires a 2-shot follow-up volley that deals increased damage. Chasers are slower than regular shots but more powerful, and they also help build up your rapid fire gauge, making them a valuable tool during your downtime. Holding a direction and pressing X after a chaser shot allows you to do a sidestep, which can even be followed up with a slide as well. Pressing circle will attach an ammo drum to your bowgun, entering rapid fire mode and increasing your offensive and defensive options. You'll be restricted to your bowgun's rapid fire compatible ammo types, and pressing R2 will now release a volley of shots instead of just 1. Only specific ammo types can be rapid fired, and the number of shots per volley will depend on the type of ammo you're using. While in rapid fire mode, you gain access to the burst step. This is an evasive dash that can be performed by pressing R2 and X while aiming and holding a direction. This lets you fire while moving, allowing you to aggressively reposition without interrupting your attack flow. You can even chain multiple burst steps together by holding R2 and timing your X and left stick inputs properly. Another tool available in rapid fire mode is the Sidestep Reload. When your magazine is empty, pressing R2 and X while holding a direction on the stick will reload mid-evade. This gives you iframes and keeps you moving, but has more end lag than a normal reload, so it's not strictly better than regularly reloading. After a rapid fire volley or burst step, you can also follow up with a rapid fire chaser shot by pressing circle. This fires an extended burst that deals heavy damage, but has a longer wind-up time and more recoil. Due to how unsafe this ability is, it's best used sparingly during long openings. The Light Bowgun also has access to 2 special ammo types, and activating special ammo is done with triangle and circle together and depends on what you have equipped. Wyvern Blast will deploy a Wyvern Blast mine at your feet, which if attacked will explode and deal damage. It can be triggered up to 3 times before disappearing, while Adhesive Ammo will fire a projectile that embeds itself in the monster. Hitting the projectile with attacks will cause a tick of damage, eventually detonating once 25 seconds has passed or the projectile has taken 22 hits. The more hits taken, the more damage the detonation will do, and while it's not a core part of most hunts, Adhesive Ammo will add extra utility of applying slashing damage, making it useful for cutting off tails. Finally, your Focus Blast Eagle Strike is a powerful chargeable shot that gives you a high burst damage option. This can be used by aiming with L2 and pressing R1. Holding R1 will instead charge it up though, making it deal more damage. This ability will detonate wounds, allowing you to stagger or topple the monster easily. You can have up to 3 of these in reserve at any one time, which you can see them displayed just above your rapid fire gauge on the HUD, and each one takes around 35 seconds to regenerate. When mounted on your Seikret, you retain the ability to draw and fire your weapon, although your movement is limited and rapid fire mode is unavailable. This will not be your primary damage output option, but it can be handy for keeping up pressure on fleeing monsters or very mobile monsters. Before we move on, let's take a quick look at your remaining options. When jumping off of a ledge, pressing triangle will perform a jumping reload, which is an aerial slam attack that deals blunt damage, potentially doing a KO, and it builds up mounts on monsters too. Once you hit the ground, it will quickly reload whatever ammo you currently have selected, and this makes it a great choice for reloading ammo types that have lengthy reload animations, letting you bypass them entirely. Hopping off of a ledge and pressing R2 though, will instead fire your weapon, letting you shoot the monster while mid-air. Doing this will stop your forwards momentum, causing you to plummet straight down once you've stopped firing. While somewhat niche, this can be a way to bypass the end lag of high recoil ammo types like Spread. Pressing circle while midair will activate rapid fire mode, allowing you to overlap some of the startup animation with being airborne, and you're even able to fire your rapid fire shots while mid-air. While sliding down a slope, pressing triangle will cause you to perform a readying jump, popping you into the air with a sweeping attack that readies your weapon. From here you can choose between firing a shot or doing a jumping reload as usual. Pressing X will instead launch you forwards, and then you can press triangle to perform a jumping reload. Running into a climbable wall with your bowgun out though will give you the same aerial options, letting you make the most of the terrain around you should the situation call for it. Now here we have some recommended skills if you plan to pick the Light Bowgun up. But bear in mind, depending on your playstyle, some skills will work better than others. For offensive skills, things that improve affinity are great choices, so Agitator, Weakness Exploit, and more can be great options for any build. When it comes to critical boost, the current school of thought is that if you're using a Pierce build, which most raw Light Bowgun builds are, it can be more beneficial to go for piercing shots instead. If you are able to maintain high affinity though, critical boost can still be a great choice. Alternatively, opening shot is another fantastic choice that increases the damage of the first shot in your mag while speeding up your reloads. The skill burst is another great choice as it's front loaded, meaning only 1 point is a nice damage boost that's easy to slot into your build. For utility, ballistics can be a nice skill to have as it makes maintaining critical distance easier. Given that the Light Bowgun has a shorter range than it's ever had, this can tip the scale in the other direction, making things a bit easier. Constitution is great for stamina management if you need help maintaining those burst steps, while Blindsider lets you flash monsters at absurd angles and lets you get up to 5 full effectiveness flashes per hunt, which is incredibly useful when solo hunting with the Light Bowgun. Building around elemental damage is another fantastic choice though, as the Light Bowgun is capable of putting out some of the best elemental damage in the game. Skills like Critical Element and Elemental Attack are great for elemental builds, while Maximum Might is a good choice on elemental Light Bowgun builds as you won't be using Burst Step as much as you do on raw builds. Although we don't recommend it while you're learning, currently utilizing the Arc-Tempered Raydao armor set bonus mixed with 2 pieces of Gore Magala is a powerful combo to further add damage and survivability to your build once you're comfortable enough with the weapon. Now that you have the core basics down, here is a few deeper tricks and strategies that can take your Light Bowgun gameplay to the next level. Just like with the Heavy Bowgun, you can bring 2 Light Bowguns into a hunt, and both will start with a full rapid fire gauge. This means you can swap between them to extend your rapid fire uptime by alternating your cooldowns, and while stowed away on your Seikret, your empty rapid fire gauge will passively begin to recharge in the background. This works very well if you're using duplicate guns that have the same decorations, effectively making use of 2 gauges. Next, it is a good idea to bring extra crafting materials with you out in a hunt. This allows you to recraft ammo even while in the middle of firing. If you're playing on controller, you can craft ammo during your chaser shots, minimizing the downtime of crafting. This is especially useful on elemental builds that burn through ammo very quickly. From your tent, you'll want to make sure you bring the correct items needed to craft the ammo of your choice, and then you want to assign it to your radial menu for ease of use. You can do this by going to the Customize Radial menu under the first tab when you pause. Select a space on your radial menu and scroll over to the Crafting tab with R2. Then you can find the ammo type that you want in the menu. Set the craft to all, and now anytime you need to restock your ammo, you can quickly do so. The bowguns generally excel when monsters aren't directly focused on you, and the Light Bowgun is no exception. Flash pods are a great way to give yourself some breathing room, especially during solo hunts, as they disorient the monster and cause it to attack randomly. This can give you the space and time needed to set up a stagger chain, letting you keep the monster locked in place for massive damage potential. Traps are another way to do this, although they require more downtime to use and don't keep the monster locked down as long. But they're a great choice regardless, so setting up radial shortcuts for crafting more of these mid-hunt means you're never caught without one. While it may have received some nerfs in recent patches, the Corrupted Mantle is still a very powerful tool that you should probably use when you can. You see, it just straight up increases your affinity and raw damage, but it also restores a portion of your gauge on top, meaning it increases your recharge speed. This is a fantastic way to chain back into rapid fire mode quickly after dumping your first gauge. For elemental playstyles, it can be a good idea to use normal ammo when recharging your gauge with chaser shots if you think your ammo won't stretch far enough. They are faster, safer, and help bridge the gap between rapid fire mode windows when you're in a pinch. And that wraps up our guide on the Light Bowgun for Monster Hunter Wilds. While it might not have the raw burst potential of the Heavy Bowgun or the wide sweeping coverage of the bow, the Light Bowgun does hold its own through relentless pressure, tight movement, and some of the best sustained DPS in the game. From chaining burst steps, building and managing your rapid fire gauge, to using chaser shots while you wait out your downtime, mastering the Light Bowgun is about playing on the knife's edge. So you need to balance being aggressive with smart positioning in order to stay in control of the hunt. The deeper you go, the more rewarding it does get, and with the right preparation and a bit of practice, you'll be dancing around monsters and dishing out top tier damage in no time. So whether you're into agile burst stepping gameplay, elemental damage output, or status inflicting support, the Light Bowgun has a lot of tools that suits many different playstyles. So thank you very much for watching, and we hope this helped you on your journey to learning and mastering the Light Bowgun in Monster Hunter Wilds. And I'll see you guys out on the next hunt. Here at Arekkz Gaming, we're 2 friends who love to play games. You have me, Paradise, as well as 26.
Our goal is to keep the videos as concise as possible by cutting out any of the fluff and focusing on what really matters with high quality videos.
So make sure you're subscribed down below for more videos on your favorite games coming very, very soon.